Masechet Batra Daf Kuf Chaf Amar Rabbi Damar Shmuel Benot Tzlofchad to Lenasid Lechol Shivatim. Rabbi says the daughters of Tzlofchad, the opposite of what we said earlier, they were able to marry anybody in any shevet. Shnamar Latov Be'enehem Tiyan L'Nashim, whatever they seem good in their eyes. Lamani Mekayem Ach L'Mishpachot Matei Avihem Tiyan L'Nashim. So how come another pasuk says only in their own shevet? The Torah was just not, it wasn't requiring them, it was more giving them advice. Marry someone in your own shevet, it will be better for your family's inheritance. Motivated about more when the Pasuk says, say to them, this is referring to those who were standing on Har Sinai to receive the Torah. When it says the generations, is referring to future generations. So how come we've mentioned fathers and sons? So if he said sons, how can we mention fathers? Because over there's a commandments that only apply to the fathers, don't apply to the sons. And sometimes there's only commandments that apply to the sons that don't apply to the fathers. Regarding the fathers, for example, it says, any daughter who inherits from the children of Bnei Israel, from a family, it'll transfer. That doesn't apply to future generations. However, there's some commandments that only upon the children. The fathers were not commanded. For example, like Tirumot, sorry. Tirumot Maaser, that only happened later on when they got into Israel. We see there are commandments that apply to fathers and not sons, and sons not fathers. Therefore, the Pasuk needed to mention fathers and sons over there regarding that halakha and more lahem about eating certain type of hekdesh foods. So now, we see, however, over there it's about the fathers, any daughter who inherits from their father. So we see that the halakha was that the daughters cannot marry outside of the Shivatim against Tzlav Chad. The Gemara says no. Who motiv who mafrikla? He actually answers his own question. Lebar not Tzlav Chad, that excludes the daughters of Tzlav Chad who had permission. Amar more. Ba'avot umer v'chol said earlier the pasuk said that the fathers, any daughter, sorry, who inherits the legacy. Ba'avot and ben bernin lo the fathers, not the sons. My mashma only applies to the fathers and not the sons. By the first people who the founders, first people who entered Bnei Israel, this is the thing Hashem commanded. This only applies to the generation. Oh boy, you only put in the can the worms. That's the case. Only means that generation. The Pasuk talks about making a sur of slaughtering outside the Bet HaMikdash. Slaughtering outside. Only applies to that first generation of Bet HaMikdash? No, always a sur of slaughtering outside Bet HaMikdash. Right? Don't get ideas. Don't open the mizbeach in your backyard and start slaughtering animals. The Gemara says, no, Shani Hatam over there is different. Because over there also says it applies for generations. The Gemara says, okay, when it says that this is the Zehadavar regarding the heads of the Shivatim, regarding annulling vows. That only applies to the first generation. We use the word Zeh as a Xer Shiva to learn from the Shehut Ehut slaughtering after the Badash to teach you the same thing, same halachot. They both apply in the future generations. Okay, so regarding if you're using the word zeh, use regarding the isur of marrying outside your shevet, also from Shehut Ehut slaughtering outside the Mikdash, and also it won't apply elsewhere. The Gemara says, "Hi, my what kind of comparison is that?" I understand the importance of having the Xer Shema between the Hatanat and Darim and the slaughtering outside the Midash because it teaches you the other halachot that we'll see soon. Why would you need a connection between the Shivatim marriage and Shahut Ehut? Lishto Klamined, the Pasuk should have just been quiet and not said Zehadavar, which would have excluded it in the first place. Then I would know future generations, right? You don't exclude it, then bring another Pasuk to include it. Remember, it says, "My Xer Shiva." So why do you say we need the Xer Shiva for the other case? What do you need for it? But it says, "Neymar kan Zehadavar, but Neymar lan Zehadavar." Both Pesukim say Zehadavar. Mela lan Achron banav v'choy, just like over there regarding the vows. Sorry, slaughtering after Bet Mikdash. It's referring to Aaron and sons and Bnei Israel. Avkan Aaron banav v'choy Israel. So regarding Hatanan Zarim, also you can annul vows the whole Bnei Israel. Aaron and sons, etc. Umakan Shematot Afan over there at the head of the tribes. So too over here the head of the tribes. It means the father Aaron sons and Bnei Israel regarding Shehut Ehutz. Ma Afkan what does that mean? To teach you what connection you need Aaron's sons and Bnei Israel for annulling vows. It teaches you that even Hataran Narim can be done by three regular people as well. You don't need a rabbi for that. Three rabbis. V'hara Hashem matot b'aktivot. This is the head of the tribes. That you do need heads, big rabbis. When it says no. When it says the head of the tribes, it means that if one big rabbi wants to do it, he could do it by himself. You don't need three. When it's okay, we compare the head of the tribes. What is the Achidus teaching you? There is a concept of getting a hekdesh being revoked. I made a mistake. I didn't want to do it. Please be hatra hekdesh. Okay. Well, but my dominant in says that you can't revoke hekdesh. The time and chances of hekdesh, even if you made a mistake by making something hekdesh, you pointed to the animal thinking it's best to eat the cow, but really it was I don't know, a different cow. Can't think of another cow name. How do you know it still works? Bet Hillel in addition. Bet Hillel also says, "Hi Zev Zed lo amadle." So what? According to Bet Hillel, Bet Shemai, what does he learn? What Zed Zed teach you? Obviously, he doesn't care about revoking hekdesh. He needs the second time of Zed Davar of by slaughtering. Teach you al shochetu hayav is only hayav karet on slaughtering an animal or bird. But he's not hayav on milika. Milika was a special way they would kill birds with a nail in Beit HaMikdash. For outside, so you won't be chayav in that outside of the midrash. The word zed davar by the tribe heads teaches you lechacham matir ve'ena ba'al matir. A tamid chacham can cancel a vow, but a husband cannot cancel it. Ba'al mefer ve'ena chacham mefer. However, the husband can revoke, but the chacham cannot revoke. What is the difference? A chacham, in order to annul it. Annul basically means, oh, you didn't mean it, or you didn't know, you didn't, etc. Fine, it's canceled. So a husband to the wife, for example, sorry, a hacham, go over to the hacham. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to donate $16 million to the shul. I was just jealous of the other guy who was buying the ilah, so I bought you now, and I donated $16 million. I don't have $16 million. I need to cancel my debt. I don't know if that works. I'm just giving an example. So having that is a revoking an annulment based off of a misconception the person had. A husband does not need an annulment for his wife. He can say, "Oh, she doesn't want to eat meat anymore. She made a vow. She's not eating meat anymore. I'm canceling it. We're not vegans over here. We're not woke. We're not woke." Bet Shemai says, "Let the Gzer Sheva hold. There's no such thing as Gzer Sheva regarding Zeh. How does he know that you can do Hatran Darim with three regular people? Remember, it says, "Nafkelehum b'ditani yadam in the Brayta by the Moshe et Moadei Hashem el bnei Yisrael." Moshe declared the holiday of Hashem to Bnei Israel. We started since this week's Chag. Rabbi Yosef says, Mo'adeh Hashem ne'emru. Says the holidays of Hashem. Shabbat Bereshit lo doesn't mention regular Shabbats. Ben Azamer Ben says, Mo'adeh Hashem ne'emru. Hafran Erim lo namra, but doesn't mention Hatran Erim. What's going on? Rabbi Yosef ben Natan Gemir Leva Hatran Ta learned that the Frushe. He didn't understand how to explain this. Azal Batay the Rav Shishdan I don't believe him. It doesn't make sense. He got the explanation of Lashka. He didn't find it over there by Nahadra. Azabatay ibn Mechuzah went to Mechuzah Ashka. He found him. Amalei he said, "My Mu'adeh Hashem." What is he talking about? The Hagim are mentioned. Shabbat's not mentioned. Amalei said as follows: Mu'adeh Hashem tzrichin kiddush bedin. Mega Chag bedin has to announce this is Rosh Chodesh and Chag is on so and so day. Shabbat Bereshit in tzrichak kiddush bedin, but Chag does not need Bnei Yisrael to make it Kodesh. It's Kodesh automatically every week. The Gemara says, so 1 second. You would have thought that since the pasuk mentioned Shabbat by Chagim, you might think Shabbat also needs a kiddush of Bnei Israel and Betin to make it Kodesh. Without that, do we know Shabbat? And therefore it teaches you, no, it would be so basically, since the Pesukim were next to each other, Shabbat and Chag, maybe they both require Betin to make it Chag, or to make it happen. No, Shabbat happens automatically, Chag is separate. What does it mean? What we said earlier, that the Chag is said, but not the annulment is said. What's going on? Over here we learn Chag of Hashem needs three judges to cancel the months, to make the months. But Hatanan Darim does not need experts, it could be regular people. What does it mean, the heads of the tribes? Like I said earlier, same answer. A single guy, a single person, a single Tamid Chacham, big rabbi, an expert is able to do by himself. He doesn't need three people, but three regular people are required otherwise. Amen.